Hello there, and we are live. See ya, ladies and gentlemen. You are welcome to another episode of Arsenal Crash Talk here, season 1, episode 15. Me and my brother Band, we've continued this show up till at least 15 episodes, of which we're doing it today. And of course, to commemorate our, 15th episode, I had to just, go down the line, and go get this brother, down here for us to celebrate this very, very important period for us down here. Hey, man. Abs, how you doing, man? Welcome to the show, man.
Yeah, man, I'm good, man. I'm fasting at the moment, so the energies levels are zapped at the moment. So I'm here, man. I'm here. I'm just humble.
Sure. Yeah, sure. See ya, guys. Yeah, welcome our guest. Yeah, someone sees knowledge of football. It's up here. Yeah, this guy, he talks Arsenal, is up there. But you know what? Today, me and Abs are gonna, tap from his knowledge today, mostly about what has just happened. The Champions League draw for the quarterfinals of the Champions League. See, welcome to the show. No other person than Halftime Hooks. My brother, you get a po. He's also a gooner. A gooner's in the house.
Let's go,
Welcome,
man.
my brother, man. Go.
Light, man. All of that, man. No, thanks for having me on, man. I don't know about gassing up the viewers about the football knowledge, but the Arsenal knowledge definitely there, man. Let's say the love for Arsenal is definitely there, man. I put the crest on my chest and all of that good stuff. And I don't know. I'm probably one of the few people that are very excited about the Champions League draw. I actually prefer the fact that we have to walk down the path of the warrior and take out the big dogs before getting to the final. I didn't want an easy route. I didn't want to, for example, play Dortmund or play PSG and all of that stuff. I wanted the big boys. I wanted the kid. I wanted to meet the Madrids. I wanted to meet the Bayern. I wanted to meet them, man. So we can prove ourselves in it, because I know what would happen if Arsenal had the easy route and won the Champions League. The first thing but they had the easy route. It wasn't that hard.
They had the easier route.
Yeah, man. So just wanted to avoid all that and show people that we are the Dons, man. We're one of the hottest teams in the world right now, based on form. We're one of the hottest teams in the world right now. Haven't lost a game in Europe at home, But for some reason, everyone's talking about us like we're some little man. So yeah, man. Let's see what I'm going, man. Let's see what the lads can do.
Yeah, man. Let's go. First of all, Abs. Let's start. Of course, you've seen our guest. He's made his introduction down here, and you know what it's all about. See, Bantia. Let's go through that draw. Of course, we'll have we'll look a little bit into that Porto game and the similarities and comparison with this Bayern Munich team we'll be meeting down here. But first of all, Arsenal drawn against Bayern Munich. Abs, where do you pitch our tent right now in the quarterfinals, man? FC Bayern. Are you disappointed in that draw? Are you happy? Do you think it's something that you would welcome with both hands? Regardless, we have to play Bayern Munich. But what do you think about this draw, man? Talk to us. Shout out to Danny. Danny's a Liverpool fan. Is a big member of this channel. He's down here. Big ups. He says, big up, fellas. Yeah, man. Danny, how you doing, my brother, man? Bayern, Real, Man City, and no joke. Exactly, man. No joke. And of course, Thomas Sabia is down here. He says, big up, guys. Yeah, man. Talk to us.
Do you know what? You've got to play the big boys at some point. So whether you play them now or later, it doesn't really matter, does it? And what makes me laugh about fans, especially our fans and rival fans, is that you get the fans that say, oh, we want the easy route, and then you get the other fans that say, oh, the rival fans or whoever Arsenal fans that say, well, oh, why you not want, the big teams now? You know what I'm saying? So you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You know what? For me, I don't business who we play. And there's a reason why it's called the Champions League. Yeah. Because you have the best teams in Europe playing in the Champions League. So as far as I'm concerned, no game's easy in the Champions League. Okay, you've got your Real Madrids and you've got your, PSVs or whatever, blah blah blah. But for me, I take every game as it comes. You know what I mean? Every game is a hard game for me as far as I'm concerned, because remember, styles make fights in games. So one game like Porto might be closed up, but another game like Real Madrid might be open with flair from both teams, and any team can win it on their given day. I don't believe this. I believe there is heritage in Champions League. Obviously, you've got your big teams, your Bayerns, your Real Madrids, the Chelsea's even. Do you know what I'm saying? Man City now stepping up now, after 12 years of winning their first Champions Leagues. These teams are going to be always going to be hard to beat, but you can only play who's in front of you. And I'm happy that we've got Bayern Munich. And it's not a thing of like, oh, a revenge thing. It's a thing of, all right, let's see where we are now. Let's see what Arteta has. Let's see what our players have, and let's see if we can mix up with the best teams, in Europe and in the world. This is why it's called the Champions League. Nothing comes easy in life, you know what I mean?
I totally get this, man. But Hooks, you've heard what Habs has said. Do you have any objection to it? Because as for me, I totally agree with every word that's come out of his mouth. Complete fact. What do you think?
Yeah. So I agree on the whole. The heritage thing for me as well. Like, okay, obviously there's teams that have heritage in when it comes to things like the Champions League, right? But when you're playing a game of football, you're playing on the pitch. Like, you're not playing with the history books. Like, you don't bring your trophies onto the field and say, oh, I got more trophies than you, so by very virtue, I should win this game. And it's like, it's all, about like which manager can really craft out a plan to dominate the other team, right? And I think that's what we're going to see now moving into the latter parts. Actually, we saw it with Porto, right? Like, let's be completely honest. Like, the way Porto shaped up and the way they approached the game was very difficult for Arsenal, both home and away. So,
definitely,
in that sense, I'm very happy that we avoided Atletico Madrid, because I think Atletico Madrid was the only other team left in the Champions League that would approach the game in that same way. And probably over two legs, we probably would have got knocked out to Atletico Madrid, because
they don't lose either, do they? They don't lose Champions League.
Yeah, they have a bit more quality than Porto. So they kind of do the same thing, but they just have more quality, right? However, I do think if it was in a final and we was facing Madrid, I think we would beat them. Well, Atletico Madrid, I think we would beat them. So yeah, on the whole, I agree. But for me, it's definitely a revenge thing, because I got them. I got them memories, of
those memories, man.
Yeah, man.
Days.
All the banter, that I had to go through, like, and even because I was looking at the team that we had playing.
Strasbourg Steve, big ups, my brother.
Oh yeah, Steve. Well, go on, man. Well, go on.
Strasbourg Steve. Big ups to you, man. That's our guy. That's our brother, man. That's our brother.
Yeah. And he's also gonna be the enemy, man, because I see him wearing that Bayern top. So we're gonna.
I see him wearing a Bayern shirt. Last time I thought he was a Lazio fan. The other time I thought he was a Newcastle fan. I currently have a Newcastle show with him currently running, on this channel. But suddenly I wake up early this morning and then I see my very, very good friend Steve Mahala on the terrace with a freaking Bayern Munich jersey on. I'm confused. I'm confused. But see, it's all good. Strasbourg Steve is big time family down here. But again, see,
So
we can talk about how we Arsenal fans really see. Okay, well, we can actually talk about how Arsenal, fans, mostly me, you, and Bant, see this Bayern Munich team. But first of all, let's first tackle how Bayern Munich actually would view us. Today, immediately after that Champions League draw, and we drew Bayern Munich, I saw, Thomas Muller, flapping his tongue, feeling so happy and for me, that was, I just don't know the words to use, man, because I just felt like he looked too happy, too comfortable. And that's not the position I want. I want the enemy, when they're looking at me, I want them to be wary. I want them to understand that, hey, we're coming to do you harm. We're coming to actually win. We're actually coming to beat you guys up. But again, when I saw him talking I didn't see that guy that was scared. I didn't see that guy that was, okay, Arsenal's a big team. Okay, Arsenal's a team that we have to be wary about. I just saw smiles and giggles, which makes me to understand that this man, they don't respect Arsenal. See, Abs, you take that one on, man. How does Bayern Munich view us? How do you think they will view us? How do you think they will perceive us? Mostly in the light of what Thomas Muller came out this morning and was saying, man, too comfortable for my liking, too comfortable. If he drew Man City, it wouldn't be like that.
Well, let's start off with Bayern Munich as a team anyway. Yeah, great team over the years. Players like Ribery, Robben, back in the day, they were rarsing us up back in the day. Let's just be real, yeah. When we played them, you know, when we look at today's Arsenal now, you know, we've got a much better backline, much steady, more of a steady midfield. Declan Rice coming in start of the season. Now, I see it as a bit of banter, to be honest, with Thomas Muller, because obviously he's played against Arsenal. So imagine, if me and you are going toe to toe in a boxing match, and I beat you, like there's 10 rounds, and I beat you 9 times, you know, in the out of the 10 rounds. Now we're going into the last round. You're not going to be looking at me like, oh, do you know what? This guy can beat me. You're still going to be like, you know what? I'm going to beat you still, yeah? Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah? Because that's Bayern Munich, isn't it? Bayern Munich are used to beating us in the Champions League. Yeah, we've turned a corner. We're looking better. We've got a younger manager, yet to prove himself in the latter stages of Europe. Obviously, this is his first time in the Champions League. We've got Tuchel, who does relatively okay in the Champions League. You know, he's won the Champions. I don't know how many times he won it. He won it once already, Tuchel, or has he won it a couple of times? Tuchel.
He's won it once.
He's won it already. Yeah, so
just
he's won the Champions.
Just once with Chelsea.
Okay. Yeah. So he's won the Champions League already. They escaped, I believe, against Lazio in the last rounds, where the second round, I suppose they got smacked up. Bayern smacked them up in the second round, so they're going to be confident. They're going to be confident playing Arsenal. You know, the way I see rival fans see us in this Champions League as that, you know, we are the weak team. Yeah, and that's all good. I want you to keep believing that, because
as the underdogs, right? As the underdogs.
Because I just want us to go about our business, because already in the chat you've got man saying, oh, bye-bye to the Champions League and everything. Now, I want you to keep saying that.
CMO, shout out to Connor. CMO, he's putting it, rest in peace, Arsenal Champions League run.
The thing is, you're not going to be here.
It's there. CMO,
yeah, Connor. I know. The funny thing is, though, and I'm not even bigging up my chest. Yeah, I'm not even bigging up my chest. But if we go through, then I want you to come on here and I want you to be saying, congratulations, Arsenal. Yeah, because you know what?
Exactly, man. Because
he's
an Arsenal fan.
He's an Arsenal fan.
No. Connor is a good guy. Connor is a good guy, but still, man, statements like this. Statements like this. Oh, my days. Connor.
It's like I can't say that. I cannot say that, man. The tie is 0-0 at the moment, and Arsenal man's already saying rest in peace, Arsenal Champions League run.
Rest in peace. Bro. Hooks, come into this one, man. Judge this.
In all fairness, I think he's being a bit light-hearted. I think he is. Sure.
Yeah, of course.
Again, sure.
I give him benefit of the doubt there, because I know Connor. He does like to bust a few jokes.
He does that to rattle.
But on the Thomas Muller thing, I see it from a completely different light, because I think the only reason that video even came out, for 2 reasons, is he's obviously friends with Havertz. You know, they're in the same nation, and they're actually now going to play international football. So I just think it was just like a bit
Tongue
of
in cheek.
light-hearted banter with Havertz before going up for international duty, and because no matter what any rival fan or Arsenal fan says on the internet, yeah, and this is what I say when it comes to Havertz as well, because I know a lot of people don't like him. Is yeah, as fans and people that watch football, we have one perspective, but footballers, their perspective is entirely different. Like the way that rival fans look at Arsenal, for example, the way that Liverpool fans will look at Arsenal is not the same way that Liverpool players or Liverpool manager looks at Arsenal. So, so I don't really care for like the perspective that fans will have on the things that are said about my club or anything like that, because I know all they're trying to do is rattle me. But I know for a fact, for a fact, there is bare man in that Bayern Munich team that were pissed when they drawed Arsenal. They were
sure, man.
You reckon,
I
yeah?
agree.
You reckon?
Bro, they was pissed. They could have got somebody else. Like, in all fairness,
Exactly,
it's not
man.
just Arsenal. Like, I think Bayern Munich would have wanted to avoid Real Madrid. I think they would have wanted to avoid Man City. And part of me
Man
even
City.
feels like they would have wanted to avoid Barcelona. But that's only because of how these teams play. Like, all of these teams tend to like, okay, give us the ball. We want the ball. We're gonna attack you. We're gonna attack. We're gonna attack. We're gonna attack. And that's how Bayern wants to play. And now what Bayern are gonna do is, you know, they're gonna come to our ground and then they're gonna realize, oh wow, it's actually really hard to get out of our own half. Wow, this is crazy. But then we're gonna go to their ground and then they're gonna realize, wow, when we attack them, they're just so quick at getting the ball back down the other end. So we're actually like, I won't go as far to say in either leg we'll dominate them, because they're Bayern. You have to give them a bit of respect in it. Like, they have a lot of solid players that play for their team. They have a lot of good players. Can't discredit that, right? But I feel the way that they've been playing this season, is not that great, man. Like, I'm seeing them lose.
It's not that great. They've been moving funny.
I'm seeing them lose to man like Bochum. Yeah, man like Bochum, you know.
Exactly,
like, I'm seeing them lose the man that they shouldn't be losing to, because let's be real. Like Bayern Munich monopolized their league. Like, anyone that's ever done Nang in their league, they've gone and bought them, and then they put them on the bench. Or if you look now, the Bayer Leverkusen are looking like they're gonna pick them to the league. But Bayern are already talking to Xabi Alonso, who's the guy that's pipping them. So all they do is just monopolize their league. So really and truly, you know, it's especially considering the signings that they made. Let's not forget, they signed Harry Kane. And, you know, if I remove all of my Arsenal bias, this guy is probably the best striker in the world. Like, especially when it comes to finishing, he's probably the best striker in the world. So, and he loves to score against Arsenal. We all know this. But then I think, is that because it was a derby? This is what I'm thinking now. Is it because it was a derby and he was a little bit more excited for it because it was Arsenal versus Tottenham? I don't know how it will play out in the Arsenal Bayern game. But yeah.
He always scores though. He always scores against us though as well. Back as well. So
but again, we did refer. Shout out to everyone in the chat. You're not Sporty Mikel Arteta. Big up to you, man. You know, I see you, Tommy Sabia, Arsenal history and more. Of course, that's Jess Collins. Yeah, and Jess Collins has something to say. This is what he has to say in the chat. Yeah,
Uncle.
He says a lot of people. Yeah, big up to Jess. Yeah. A lot of people, and see, guys, this is coming from someone who is very, for me, I look at it as a level-headed person. When you do well, it could, you know, it gives it up for you. If you don't do well, it tells you as it is. That's who Jez is, you know. He's a straight shooter. He doesn't pretend. It tells you as it is. And this is what he says here. He says, a lot of people writing Arsenal off already. You got to be in it to win it. Support the bloody team. FFS, you guys know what that means. See, I do agree with this, because see, you have to be in that conversation. Yeah, you have to be in the conversation. I'm not really. When I see this comment here from Arsenal fans, oh, we're dead already. Oh, they're gonna spank us out. Oh, bye bye to Champions League. Oh, this, and I've seen lots of it from Twitter. I've seen lots, and see, it's not even from rival fans. It's from Arsenal fans losing the game already, even before we even go down there to even kick the ball with these guys. I
You think our
personally
player?
think that
That's
we
what
will
worries
go.
me, man.
It worries me, man, because see, we have to be in it, just like Joseph said. We have to be in it to even win it in the first place. Yeah. And again, when we're talking about a team like Bayern Munich, let's not even go into how they play or what has happened in the league. Yeah. Forget about all that. Let's talk about how they look like, of which we'll be going into that later on. The way they play, a form of football that actually suits Arsenal's style. Of course, they play basketball kind of game. They want to attack, attack, attack. They want to move the ball around. They have certain players who can keep possession of the ball. Sane is there. Even they can hurt you from the wide areas. Arsenal can also hurt any team on a good day from the wide areas. That's why we have Martinelli. That's why we have Saka. If he does step up in a game that we want him to step up in, he should be stepping up in every other game. But again, man, this mentality of seeing Arsenal as already crashed out because we're meeting Bayern Munich, I think that attitude is totally wrong. And again, from what even if it's banter, yeah, what Muller was saying today, yeah, the last memories that he's got, yeah, of playing Arsenal was when Arsenal still had Squadron Mustafi at the back. Those are the memories he still has about Arsenal. So I don't blame him when he makes this kind of statement. When he played against Arsenal, guess who was there? A Flamini. And by the way, a Flamini who wasn't really that strong because, mind you, Flamini had 2 spells at Arsenal. When he came back, he looked more mature, more experienced. He went down there to Italian Serie A, honed his skills more in the art of defending and in the art of just sitting down deep and protecting the back four. So definitely when he came back, he was more stronger. The person marking him at that time was Flamini. And Flamini wasn't even the most seasoned Flamini at the time. Those are the lots that, Muller faced at the time. But right now, he will be facing a different dimension, a different Arsenal team. He will be seeing a £105 million, attacking him and trying to get the ball off him, attacking him like a dog. That's Declan Rice. That's what will happen. But the problem there is that European football scares me. That takes me to our next topic. Why is it, for some reason, this season, even if, we do love this football club, we do love the Arsenal, the way we're playing back home domestically, we're mauling these teams. But for some reason, I see Europe as a place where Mikel Arteta completely doesn't have any other ideas when our plan A goes out the window. There isn't just this plan B that just takes over when our plan A just goes clueless, or when these teams come up with a certain kind of terroristic football and this football that's just meant to suck up the whole fluidity out of our team. And that's what really scares me. Do you guys think that Bayern Munich is that kind of team and Tuchel is that kind of coach and manager that would actually fine-tune? Or, because I do believe that Bayern Munich players are malleable, so do you think he's that kind of coach that will kind of like just change the dimension of this Bayern Munich team and face Arsenal in a more efficient way, but kind of like come in as if, just the same way that Porto played this? But since they have, Harry Kane down there, a potent striker, of which Porto never had that potent striker, they could kind of like just, be the A-side Porto team coming against us. Do you think they can be able to fine-tune their style of play in order to truncate what Arsenal would do, or truncate Arsenal's free-flowing football? Or do you think they would just be Bayern Munich and play their game? What do you think? I'll start from you, Bant. Okay, you can start. You can start.
Hooks. No, hooks can go.
Hooks, go. You'll go. Yeah.
So I think that maybe at home. Sorry, so when we play at home, so when Bayern Munich come to us, maybe Tuchel will try to make little changes to, I guess, limit us from what we do at home. But I don't know how successful that will be, because I don't know how well he'll be able to decipher what we're doing. And then on top of that, Arteta may even throw a spanner in the work. So, but this is the thing. I'll speak more on the Arteta part. This is Arteta's first season in the Champions League. So it's not like he has a wealth of like experience or knowledge to draw from when he does come up against teams like Porto that do play in this way. Like, it's not like he's got like, okay, last season we faced Atletico Madrid and they did XYZ. So, okay, now Porto's doing this, which is what Atletico Madrid did last season. And we tried to do that, but that didn't work. Okay, so let's try and do this. He has no experience to draw from. So I think that part of me does feel like a lot of Arsenal fans do need to kind of like remove their foot off of Arteta's neck when it comes to like what they experienced, especially at the Dragao. And I just think that we just need to accept that we're kind of like a kamikaze team at the moment, where in any game we can go away and blow away someone, but on the flip side, we could get blown away. And that's just an experience thing. That's something that we will learn as we go along. But then the question is, let's say we do get knocked out by Bayern Munich for a reason that we couldn't really control because we just hadn't faced it before. Are we then gonna give Arteta the time to absorb all of that information and then go again next season? Because me personally, I would. But I do know that it's a topic across the fan base that is quite hot right now. And I think the large majority have pretty much set in their mind that if Arteta doesn't come away with a trophy this year, that they want him out. So I think that's the way that we got to view it, right? Like, we're gonna get shocked by a lot of things. I guess the reason why Europe is a bit different to the Prem is because at domestic level, Arteta now has like 3 years experience of being 4 years experience of being in domestic football. So yeah, that's at least my opinion on the matter. I think we just need to accept that it's kind of always going to be up in the air with Arsenal.
With Arsenal, definitely. Bant, this is quite a very, very different take, and I would like you to look into it critically. Of course, we all know Tuchel, mostly with experience back here with Chelsea Football Club. Yeah, let's be very frank. Yeah, Mikel Arteta has his number. I'm sorry. Yeah, it might sound, too patronizing or too, too squeaky. Yeah, but Mikel Arteta's got his number. Now he's with a different team altogether in Bayern Munich. Do you think his experience with Chelsea, winning the Champions League with Chelsea, would actually translate into this quarterfinal matchup with the Arsenal? Of course, put into context that this is with Bayern Munich. But again, this is a Bayern Munich that can't even push their way through and grab that Bundesliga title that they've actually dominated for a whole lot of years this season. Do you think that form will also translate into their European journey, or do you think, hey, it's bust down there at the Bundesliga right now? This is a trophy to go get. Arsenal's a target. Let's kill them off, and we can do that with Tuchel, who has won a Champions League before. He understands what it means to win a Champions League. Mikel Arteta doesn't. Do you think that's the trajectory with Tuchel and Bayern Munich right now?
Okay, so there's two things you spoke about there. You spoke about Tuchel's experience with Chelsea, and you also spoke about Tuchel in this team, this Bayern team. Now, when I look at this Bayern team, I don't think about their league performance because, do you know what? They've won how many 11 or how many 12, 10, whatever leagues out of whatever. They're up against a very good Bayern.
Big ups, Ducks and Coffee. Ducks and Coffee. Big ups to you in the charts, man. Bargav, big ups to you in the charts. Everyone, big ups to you in the charts. Yeah.
However, and I will say this: as much and I'm gonna take off my Spurs hat for a second, yeah. When you have a world-class striker in Harry Kane, yeah, and you have, like, you could say a lot of world-class players around him in that Bayern Munich team. I can pick out a goalkeeper, world-class. You've got Kimmich still in the team, isn't it? He's still in Bayern, isn't he? World-class.
Yeah, he is.
You've got Sane. I don't know if Sane is world-class anymore. You know, you've got Coman. You can just reel off some of the players. You've got Upamecano, but I think their defense can be got at, to be honest. But this team, and this is where I say about the pedigree in Champions League, because Bayern Munich have been there before. It's like us in the league, yeah, up against City and Liverpool. We know both of these teams have been there and done it. Yeah, we've done it, what, 20 years ago. Yeah, it's the same applies to the Champions League as well. Arteta is fresh and new in this Champions League. Yeah, Tuchel has recently won. How long ago? 4 years ago, he won the Champions League with Chelsea, I believe.
Yeah, with Chelsea, man.
Yeah. So we're in for a game, man. I don't think it's going to be. I don't think we can look at league forms and then, you know, make a, you know, assertion of how both teams are going to, you know, play against each other. I just think this is just two teams playing. I suppose Arsenal playing better football at the moment, but Bayern, you know, they're a great team as well, and you can't look past, you know what I mean, Bayern's history. Sorry, I know we're not playing history, but they've been there and they know how to do it. They know, especially in the Champions League, they know how to play, and they've played Arsenal so many times and beaten Arsenal so many times. So they're gonna want it against us. Yeah,
and
Arteta.
A very different Arsenal though. They played
of course it's a very different Arsenal, but it's a very different Arsenal, but
a very different Bayern as well.
Yeah, I suppose, but they still have a world-class striker. They had Lewandowski before, and now they've got Harry Kane. You know,
but Harry Kane has never done it in the Champions League. Actually, Harry Kane has never done it anywhere.
He's got to a final though. In Spurs.
Boy. But so what happened in that final with it? So
I know, but still, he's still got to a final. No, you know what? I'm not trying to say right off our chances. I'm just saying, that let's not be too over. Do you know what I mean? It's like Bayern are still a great team, no matter what. And yes, we have a chance.
But again, no one have said that Bayern isn't a great team, man. No one has said Bayern isn't a great team. All I'm just saying is that Arsenal have a fighting chance. We have a fighting
of course.
Chance.
No,
go
I
into that game believing that we can do something. Because if we go by the way some fans are talking right now, let's just pack up and go. In fact,
definitely not. Okay, this is the point I was going to make as well. This is the point I wanted to make. This is a point I wanted to make as well. Yeah, so the first leg is at Emirates, isn't it? Yeah. So they're not going to have no fans at that game. They're not going to have no fans, are they?
That's a big advantage.
So that's an advantage. That's a very good advantage for us. Yeah. So if we can win that game, say like 2-0 or 3-1 or something like that, that takes us into the second leg with a big advantage, because we know when we go to Bayern Munich, their fans are crazy, innit? It's going to be a totally different atmosphere. We might have to play counter-attacking football, score one on the break, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't know about you, but I've not been really impressed with our away form in the Champions League for some reason. I don't know. I just don't feel that we've been that great traveling. But this is Arsenal, and as Hook said, we made great points, earlier about, one day, we could look like we're just gonna, be great, and then, and
then the next
another day, then it could be just like
out of ideas.
So we don't know what kind of Arsenal we're gonna get
Arsenal, we're
come
gonna,
the night.
and again, but see, Docs and Coffee said something down here in reaction to what I said before. He said, "What do you mean there is no plan B? Like we don't have so many great players that we can have another 11 players in the back waiting? Sure, that we don't have. Now, this is what I mean by a plan B. Yeah." We all know how Mikel Arteta wants to play. He wants to hold the ball. He wants to pass the ball around and just get it to his wide players, Gabriel Martinelli. Make sure you pass the ball and get to Saka and just get through on the ball. So what do we do when these teams understand that, hey, what you simply just have to do is to shut down the midfield, just a simple way what Potter did. Yeah, shut down the midfield. Make sure you double up on Bukayo Saka and double up on Gabriel Martinelli, and it's over. So, like, where is the plan B after that? That's all I'm asking for. Because when we meet dynamic teams like Bayern Munich, simply plan A won't really, surface at that one. We have to understand other tactical ways, other tactical formations. Yeah, how technical will Tuchel be with this Bayern Munich team? Mind you, they have legit killers in that team. I think Alphonso Davies is in that team, Kimmich is in that team, Sane is in that team. See, these are, to be very frank here, these are highly technical players and very malleable in nature, because they're this kind of players that could, they could change and you could be able to, put them across the pitch anywhere. These players can give it to you. But with Arsenal right now, it may be due to the resources that we have. I don't really think that, we have that plan B yet, like that plan B yet. Right now, it's just a plan A. And mind you, we don't even have a striker to actually feed off from, in terms of like, okay, good, maybe a striker, we'll just put maybe we'll just go with a 4-5-1 level striker, a lone striker down there, and allow our midfielders help us get the ball in the middle of the park and just make sure we throw those passes down to a lone striker. We don't have that. We don't have that. We just have a technically gifted players that could actually play a certain formation. Where is the plan B if Bukayo Saka is being doubled up on and Martinelli is being doubled up on, and our midfield is being truncated and choked with two defensive midfielders that could be on a double pivot on the day? Just like the same thing what Otto did. How would we undertake that game?
Can I interject on that? Yeah. So when we say Arteta hasn't got a plan B, I totally disagree with that, and I'm going to explain why. Against Man City.
No, I just said we don't have a defined. No. Get me correctly. We don't have a defined plan B. If you know a defined plan B, because I know how Mikel Arteta plays in his plan A. If you know a plan B, please break it down for us. If there's a
the plan B, the plan B is the plan B is simple. It's knock it over the top to Havertz. That's what it is. There's nothing more. Like Sunday League, yeah, when you got man like at the back here that can play a pass, yeah, long pass up to the pitch. Havertz knocks it down, does a whatever, holds it up, and brings other players, into, do you know what I mean, the game. I do agree with you though, with like the wingers possibly being marked out of the game, Martinelli and Saka. And I think that's down to experience as well. They've got to get a little bit more smart with their play against these type of teams, because Bayern are that type of team, but Bayern are also vulnerable as well. They throw players up the up the pitch. Top. So you know what? Yeah, that may give us space to run in behind. So I'm telling you, this game's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be interesting.
It's going to be interesting, man.
I'm not so. I'm not so sure about this plan B thing, because I don't know. I think that's a bit disingenuous personally, because if you think about it, there's times where we've played with a lone 6 and two 8s. There's times where we've played with a double pivot, so 2 6s and Odegaard, and then there's times where Jorginho's played the 6 and Declan Rice has gone into the 8, and then obviously you get a different type of false 9 when you play Havertz up top to when you play Jesus up top to when you play Trossard up top. There's times we played Trossard on the left. Like,
I don't know. We have a whole variety of like, even if you look at like, there's times where we've played inverted from the left. There's times we've played inverted from the right back. There's even been like I swear we won the FA Cup playing 5 at the back. Correct me if I'm wrong. We played a real like defensive setup structure, and we went on the counter attack. So like we played in a really pragmatic way. So I think Arteta is capable of, I guess, building a plan for a specific team. But I think because what Arteta focuses on is like space and positions on the pitch that players occupy, I think the system's always going to be fluid and always have movement. So as long as a player can fit into the system and understand that they have to move around and be very fluid, I think that's all that matters, right? So I don't think it's necessarily a plan B thing, but there is like many variations and options within the system that we deploy. So yeah, I think this plan A plan.
But again, there's that question of if the manager will be able to employ this certain formations you're talking about, this certain changes you're talking about. Is he that guy to make those kind of changes? Can he, fine tune the players to make this kind of changes? Because I was waiting in that FC Porto in the second game for him to make certain changes, for him to make some certain tactical changes, but he kind of like was playing chess and checkers with that manager. Yeah, he was waiting for that manager to even make changes first. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Is he going to be proactive in bringing in these changes, or is he going to just wait around for Tuchel to actually play his queen or mess around with the king? All these things. That's what I'm talking about. And don't forget, Mikel Arteta is learning on the job on the European front.
So in the Porto game, so I guess so I don't want to assume, but when you just said that, was you referring to the first leg when we went to their ground? Where we only made...
Yeah, when we went to the... Yeah, exactly. Even in the second game, he didn't make changes quite quickly. He waited for the manager to make changes.
I'm talking about the league game when we played against Man City. That's what I'm talking about, referring to.
Oh, no, sorry, I was talking about because... Tony, when he was just talking about not really changing it up. I assume he was talking about the first leg, right?
Yeah. I'm talking of the Porto game, both games.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I was just chatting about I was actually referring to the league when we.
So my perspective on the Porto first leg is the reason why we didn't make changes until we did is because I don't think that we was actually playing for a massive win. Like in my mind, I feel like we was playing for the draw. And we just wanted to ensure that we didn't concede, and then we would have finished the business off at our ground. That's how I feel that Arteta approached that game.
Yeah.
But then obviously they scored at the end, and that kind of threw the spanner in the works. But the thing is, if they don't score that goal at the end, nobody's vexed about what happened. It's literally because that goal went in at the very last kick of the game that everyone started making all. And I please, people need to go back and look at the bench that we had for that game. It was crazy. We had a guy called Heaven on the bench. I had no clue who that was.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So yeah, just a bit of that, and then
Sweet, and then like someone called Sweet as well. Sweet Heaven, Sweet in Heaven,
yeah. Sweet.
So
Sweet. Yeah. That was his name. Sweet. Guys, just listen to this. Yeah. Arsenal would have to play every 3 days. Just listen to this. From the 18th, yeah? Arsenal would actually have to play at the average, at least every 3 days when we come back. Yeah. Immediately we'll come back, we'll face City. After that, it's not even up to 3 days. We go ahead and face Luton. After that, we'll face Brighton. After that, we'll face Bayern. Most of these games are away from home, apart from that Bayern Munich game where we're playing at home. We have to go face Villa. At home, I get that, right? Then after that, we have to go face Bayern Munich, and then we have to go face Wolves. All these games, it's just about 3 days in between them. Like, guys, and we are on 2 fronts. I don't want us to just, have a bad feeling about that. But do you guys genuinely think that Arsenal, with what we have right now, do you think we can navigate both games with the same intensity you know, that we're playing it domestically right now, knowing that we have to also do a job on that one and get that league in the bag. And then we have this so-called Bayern Munich that we have to think about. That's a different hella problem. We have Wolves who's looking good, ready to tear up people and tear up teams. In fact, having great wins this season. We have Villa, you know, Aston Villa, who is angry that Tottenham Hotspur beat them up and smash them up. They will want to come and have a, you know, a little bit of a chart with their Arsenal. Brighton too will be looking for European spaces on that table. They will come very hard at Arsenal. Throw that away. Luton, they will be in a very, very typical relegation skirmish. Do you think Arsenal will keep that same pace with the way we're playing right now domestically, and also go ahead to then beat Bayern in the Champions League? How do we navigate this? Bant, take a lead from that one, man.
Boy, it's going to be difficult, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's like, this is football, man. This is, you know, when you're going for big boy leagues and championships, nothing's going to come easy. And obviously, looking at the league, there's no doubt we've got the hardest running in terms of like teams we have to play. And you know, City, I think they're going to have the same thing. So I know they've got, you know, they're a great team, City, but what can you do? Do you know what I mean? That's football, and that's what we have to do. I don't know. It depends on injuries as well, because as I was saying like earlier, or sorry, I think I was chatting to someone separately. It's a squad game. So the likes of those guys who's been injured, you know, Partey, Vieira, who's the other guy, Tomiyasu, these men are going to need to step up. These guys are going to be needed to play throughout these games as well. So it's just one of them ones, isn't it? We have to get on with it. And if we want to win leagues and championships, this is what we're going to have to face. 3 days, we play again, we go again. And I actually prefer I prefer it to be like this, because last season, when we didn't win the league, we had one game a week. So that gave us more time to think. With this, with 3 games, we don't have that time to think. We just bam, straight, bam, training, bam, straight into games. So I prefer it like this. I prefer us to be busy. Yeah, we're going to be mashed up at the end of the season, but you know what? Yeah, this is where you build your experience. These type of games, 3 games on, 3 games on. You know, this is where Arteta's going to earn his money. Yeah, who am I bringing in for today? This one's injured. Do you know what? Yeah, we're going to keep it tight today.
But do we have the resources though? Do we have the resources though to go, you know, both sides and you know, and try to win it? Because I'm not in it just for the conversation. I'm in it to win it. Do we have the resources to go at both ends and win this competition? Do we have it right now?
Hooks answer that. I'll let this man answer that question there.
Hooks, do we have enough? Wait, look at our resources right now. Martinelli injured, and then we struggle against Potter.
I think with the players that we have coming back, I think with the potential of Timber being able to play the latter parts of the Champions League and the Premier League, I know Martinelli is out, but I don't think that Martinelli being out has really hindered us too much so far. And I don't know how long he's going to be out. So there's every potentiality that he will play games remaining. The fact that we have like about 18 to 17 days, I don't know the specific, until we play against Man City. So there's a big break there as well. Obviously, hopefully, fingers crossed, our players come back from international duty with no injuries. I think that we do have the resources. I think we have just as the only team that actually has more resources than anybody is Man City. And so we just have to accept that only Man City is Man City. Like, and need I remind everybody, like, a lot of people have Liverpool down as the favourites to win the Premier League, but they're also in Europe as well. And they're in the FA Cup as well. So, and they have a lot of injuries. So if they can be considered favourites, why can't we compete with the resources that we have? That's just the way that I see it personally. So
let me put a question to you, Hooks. Let me put a quick question to you, Hooks. Yeah. Okay. So out of Man City, Liverpool, and Arsenal, yeah. if say Saliba gets injured for us, just say he gets injured for us, who suffers more? So just say you take Van Dijk out, say you take Ruben Diaz, Diaz out of City.
Yeah.
Which team is going to suffer? Yeah, who's going to suffer more out of all those three teams?
Liverpool with the greatest of ease. With the greatest of ease.
Reckon,
If Van Dijk was to get injured now, that's Liverpool season done. Like,
they got Canute. They got
Konate, but it's Konate.
Kwanzaa's decent as well.
No, it's Konate with Van Dijk. Like, do you know what I mean? Konate with Van Dijk. Like when Van Dijk is gone.
Exactly. It's good. It's good you added that, man.
And that's what Saliba's like for us, though. But Saliba's the equivalent of Van Dijk to us, though, isn't he? He's like our best centre back.
But in my personal opinion, I think Gabriel's been better than Saliba this season. So So if Saliba does, do you know what? So the reason why, one of the main reasons why we didn't win the league last season is because Saliba got injured. But that's the basic of it. It's not just that Saliba got injured, it's that Tomiyasu was also injured, so we had to play holding in defense. So so this season, if Saliba does get injured, I would be fine with like, okay, Zinchenko, you go back to left back and we'll put Kiwior centre back. Because Kiwior was actually originally signed to be the backup.
To be a centre back. Would you trust him? Would you trust him though at this stage of the season to do a job?
Yeah, man. He's better at centre back than he is at left back, and he's been playing really good at left back the last few games. So that gives me hope that he would actually be really good at centre back. Yeah. Because he's now kind of blended in with the team. Like he's forming them relationship. He's not a ghost anymore. He's not just this guy that randomly appears. So I think if Saliba gets injured this season, it's not as bad. It will still be bad, but it's not as bad, especially with Timber coming back as well, someone who is really good defensively, and the fact that Tomiyasu is now coming back. So I don't know, man. I feel like Saliba got injured at a time where we was kind of already dealing with injuries in those positions. Whereas if he was to get injured now, we're having players come back into those positions. So I think we'd be able to deal with it a lot better, in my personal opinion.
Let me just answer this one then quickly then. Okay, so for me, Gabriel's having a better season, but I think Saliba brings the best out of Gabriel, if you understand what I mean. Do you understand? I feel that Gabriel's more settled with a centre back like Saliba. If you bring in a Kiwior, like if Saliba's injured and Gabriel play, I just don't think there will be that stability between both of those two. In my opinion, I just don't think. I think Gabriel's obviously the better defender, but I feel Gabriel needs someone that's, like a 10, or 9 or 10 defender next to him. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, because as good as he is, I feel that, you know what I'm saying, he has got a bozo gene in him every now and again. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's the only reason why.
I just.
Yeah, but again, this season he's shot up that bozo gene away. He has actually come correct.
There's been a couple. There's a couple of times. There's been a couple of times.
I want to quell this myth. Yeah, I want to quell this myth about the Gabriel bozo gene. Yeah.
Oh,
every time.
No, he does have bozo genes, man.
No, he does. He does have it.
He does.
No. Every time you've seen the bozo gene, it's been next to someone like Holding.
Or Zinchenko, you
mean? It's been next to someone, who in his mind, he has to overcover for. So this is what you need to think, when Saliba got injured last season, not only was he covering for Holding, he was covering for Zinchenko as well, because we all know how bad Zinchenko is at defending. Obviously, if you're a left centre back and you're covering for your right centre back and you're covering for your left back as well, you're bound to make mistakes. Like, it's just
but he's made a couple of mistakes this season as well. I'm not gonna say he hasn't had a great season, but he has got it in it. And listen, I love Gabriel. I think he's a bad boy defender. But do you know what? At times,
Bands. But did you hear what he said? Bant, but did you hear what he said?
Like the
It's
covering,
maybe
yeah, the
when
covering for
it's
Zinchenko
maybe
and stuff like
the
that.
covering part. Because to be very sincere, Bant, yeah, Zinchenko has been very shocking defensively. Yeah, in that left back position, he has been horribly shocking. And mind you, I need not to tell you that him and Ben White nearly came to fisticuffs the other day on the field of play. It's because of the same defensive problems. And again, I do agree to maybe when he's with, this Rob Holding, these horrible defenders. And then he has to do all these cover-ups here and there. And then, it will just make him make a mistake. Apart from that, tell me any mistake that you've seen with the Bozo Gin, with him and Kiwior this season.
Because there's a difference between making a mistake and Bozo Gene. There's a big difference because all players make mistakes.
Of course.
Bozo Gene is a bit more like you're intentionally making a mistake. So yeah, I would just get the sword, slice that myth down, man. I think about it.
I don't think it's a myth though, man. I don't think it's a myth though. I do think sometimes, and I don't think it's intentionally. I just think a bozo is like, oh, I've made this mistake. Oh, I didn't realize. You know what I mean? Kind of like sometimes, yeah, he could be like rash. So, for example, yeah, he might bring a man down. Yeah, like, do you know what I mean? When he didn't have to bring a man down. These are kind of like bozo moments when he didn't have to do things like that. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, it's not about Gabriel. I was just like talking about defenders in general. Anyway, but I just feel personally that if we came to a point where it was Gabriel and Kiwior, I'd be worried. I'll be real. Yeah, I'll be real. No matter how good he's been on the left, I just don't think Kiwior has settled. He'd be settled as a centre back. No, because we're talking about replacing Saliba, mate. Saliba can take the ball out. Ball player, defender. I ain't seen that from Kiwior.
What about
centre back?
What about Gabriel Tomiyasu as a centre back pairing? Because I feel like Tomiyasu has that similar sort of.
Yeah, he's good defensively. He's very good He's defensive minded first, isn't he? So...
But again, Tom, you see, guys, let's don't take this out of proportion. Yeah, Tomiyasu has only defended centrally, with Japan. Let's don't propagate this. Yeah, it's just for Japan that he is played as a central defender. Let's don't. And again, he has fast-paced, wingers around him. I'm talking of left back, right back, and his other partner very fast. They can cover up because he's a tall guy. He doesn't, he can't run with big speed. He can't recover with big speed. But he's that kind of, physical threat in that central defense as a centre back. I hear that, but he needs someone who's a little bit more mobile to go with him. It's just like having a Konate and having your Van Dijk, the powerhouse and the guy who could also run up and do the cleanup job when you don't.
This is the thing. Like, the reason why the partnership between there's probably many reasons why the partnership between Gabriel and Saliba is really good. But one of the more technical reasons is the fact that Gabriel is an initiator. He's the powerhouse. I'm going to go clock that guy who's got the ball. And Saliba is someone who reads the game. So he's more of this is what's happening. I need to be here to deal with X. So he doesn't exert as much energy as Gabriel.
Yeah, he don't need to dive into attack or anything.
Yeah,
he runs with the man. Yeah.
He's Van Dijk in the sense where he reads the game, he'll position himself well, and he'll kind of force the defender into a position, the attacker into a position where they can't really capitalize from. Or he will, that little take the ball, nick the ball away from you, pass it on. So for Gabriel to still be able to do what Gabriel does, he just needs someone next to him that he can trust that can do the other part of the game. And Kiwior and Tomiyasu can do that other part of the game. It doesn't matter if they can do it as well as Saliba, because it's like saying who does it as well as Van Dijk if Van Dijk goes away. There's no one in Liverpool.
Well, you've got the one who's injured. What's his name? The Cameroon defender. He's a brilliant ball playing defender. He's brilliant. He's been better than Van Dijk when Van Dijk was out. He was smashing it.
Yeah,
I
but
don't see Kiwior as that type of player though.
he's been
But
gone for
he's injured
United.
anyway. I
He's
know,
been
but I'm just making like comparison in terms of like, do you know what? When we go into resources, yeah, and we're looking for defenders, yeah, like, and I don't ever want this to actually happen. It's just scenario. I'm a guy that thinks of scenarios and stuff like that. Another thing as well is Timber coming back. I think, and I think it's going to take him time, but it's just a positive, isn't it? It's just a positive. Him, Partey,
Yeah.
Tomiyasu, these are positives. So that's all I can do.
Yeah,
Is look at positives as well.
mostly Thomas Partey. He will come in handy. Yeah, because I still feel that Jorginho. Yeah, even if Jorginho has been a revelation in that midfield, I still do think that he's an older guy right now. He won't play every game right now, man. We do need that kind of guy that would just come in and have the same or hyper kind of quality that Jorginho has shown us within this short stint he's been with Arsenal. So, let's see. Yeah, let's see. This new guy is coming back from injury. They really have to step up and get us over the line. See, yeah, we've come to the end of the show. See, yeah, my brothers, man. You'll be seeing a lot of hooks down here. This is just, a teaser for you guys to just see him, down here on the channel. Hopefully, this friendship we have down here would translate into a great partnership between our channels and Mr. Hooks down here. Hooks, man, tell us what you got coming up, man. At least for sure, I know I'll be on a couple of shows and I'll
What's
be on
his channel,
Chad's
bro?
show
I need to
today.
follow him.
Definitely,
I need to know what your channel is so I can follow you.
All right, look.
What's your channel, bro?
Yeah, so Hooks, please shout out your channel, man.
So the channel's Halftime Hooks in it. It's like the name in it, but
okay,
I'm sorting out a few things before I start kicking off the venture in it. So I just recently got the logo sorted out. I just recently got the banner sorted out. I need to get an intro video sorted out. I need to get an outro video sorted out. And as soon as I've got those last final bits sorted out, it begins in it. I'm gonna start doing I'm probably gonna start with like pre-recorded shows. The live thing's gonna be a bit difficult considering I jump on a lot of other people's shows and my actual 9 to 5 is very very time consuming. But the goal is to at some point start doing live shows as well. And I'm gonna be setting up a TikTok. I mean, I've got a TikTok already, but I'm gonna be making a new one just to stay in line with like the new branding. So yeah, 2024 is going to be a very interesting year, and I'm aiming to have it all kind of signed, sealed, and delivered by the time the Man City game comes. So yeah, if
definitely, and of course, always remember that we're here down here.
On Twitter,
yeah, man. Count us in when you're trying to build your brand, and we'll be there. I'll step up the way with you, man. Just let us know when you want us down there, and of course, it would be nice for you to always, grace this channel, man. You're already a big friend to us already down here now.
100%, and we're in that WhatsApp chat as well.
Yeah, and Bants, man. Shout out what you got coming up. Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely.
I ain't really got too much coming up. I ain't really got too much coming up. Probably some watch-alongs along the way. Obviously Ramadan, so I don't really want to be doing too many chats, man. Do you know what I mean? Probably in the evening. Actually, I might just do Wolfie and Bants on Saturday evening, but it's going to be a late one, so it's going to be after 10. So anything between 6 and 10, I'm not really doing. So yeah, I'm just going to be holding it down. Guys always come up to you and say, yeah, there's opportunities here and everything. So sometimes there might be opportunities that you can't turn down. So I'm working, man. We out here, innit? So I'm working. I think we've got something with Matt on Sunday, isn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, sure, man. Sure. Guys, I will be inviting Hooks again, but this time it will be to discuss, the route through which we can be able to nullify Harry Kane. Yeah. So, brother, man, you will have to come down here and let's have a, holistic talk about tactics, what we can, employ, on the day against Bayern to actually truncate them, because we have to think about how to outgun this guy. So definitely I'd like to have you on the show again. Hopefully if Bant is here, we can get something done. So, guys, I have coming into the show 7 p.m. today. no other person than the Southern Gooner. Anyone wants to come join us to have a chat about what he thinks about this draw, guys, yeah, just come join us 7 p.m. Just before that, at 6 p.m., I'll be on Sad's channel. Definitely our big friend, our new friend of this channel, Hooks, will be down there too. So I will be down there with Sad too.
Nice.
Sad is a great,
Nice.
yeah. Sad is a very great guy, Arsenal fan, top guy. So we will be there with him.
Oh, I thought you meant the Man
so
United guy. I thought you meant Saeed.
No. This is Sad. No, it's Sad. And Sad is a great guy, and these big channels, they love him. So we'll just go down there and just have a chat with him.
Text me,
guys,
text
from me. Yeah, sure. From me, Bant and Hooks, we are out. Big ups. Catch you guys 7 p.m.